So good afternoon, everyone. I hope we are fine, and according to our agenda here, we're supposed to be beginning at 3:33 with an opening prayer. So I'm going to just request any volunteer to lead us in an opening prayer. I would prefer one of the participants. Maybe if you've been training with us in the previous week, then you can just stand, or you can lead us in the opening prayer. Thank you very much.
Good afternoon, my friends, and okay, let's humble ourselves and pray. Father in heaven, this day we come into your presence, humbling ourselves, and we ask of you to come and be with us. Jesus, today we come upon you to give us guidance and wisdom. Holy Spirit, every participant here, I pray in the name of Jesus that you be upon them. May you give every single project here favor, and may you give us wisdom. May you bless our judges and teachers and my fellow colleagues, and may you be with us and help us do the best. And also we go to the Ignite stage. Be with us, and may you never leave us. In the name of Jesus, amen.
Wow, thank you very much, Tendo. So now I'm going to be communicating the agenda, how today, as we wait for other participants and other judges to join us. So today we have cohort 2 presenters, and from this presentation, we are going to select 3 projects that are going to move on to the finals, which are happening on Saturday. On Saturday, we are going to be selecting the best innovator of the month of July, and there are some gifts, and also selecting the team that's going to be all finalists. If you are a finalist today, you're going to be automatically into the Ignite phase of the training. And so today we started at 3:30 with the arrival of participants and judges. And then we had an opening prayer from Tendo. Then now we are communicating the agenda, which and the fourth item here is a brief about the Creative Child program, which is going to be happening at 3:36. Then we have a highlight about upcoming machine learning and artificial intelligence workshop. Then we have introductions from our judges. Then at 3:43, we shall introduce the judging criteria. Then the first participant will be presenting at 3:45, and then the second presentations will go on until 4:43 p.m. And then we shall have a closing remarks and prayer, and then we shall close this. So without wasting much time, I would like now to move on to the fourth item, which is to tell you a brief about the Creative Child program. So the Creative Child program is an initiative under Makerere Innovation Society to empower the young generation's children in Africa with creative computing skills to help prepare our children for the future, which is already here. We want to have more of innovators, and we want the innovators to be young. We try to compare with other continents, like in Europe, where you find children making watches, making robotics, making drones when they are still under 10 years. And for us here, we can even not make a toothpick. So that's what we want to change. And we are doing this, we've been doing this since 2018. We have empowered many children out there, and we are going to empower millions of children across Africa in the coming months. So we have a lot of kits. We have robotics kits. We have magazines. We have our online TV, which we shall share with some of you. Don't have access to it. We have training programs happening every week throughout the year. We have also our own textbooks. We have pamphlets which we distribute to help our kids to be able to master this. So now we also have this 40 days coding. 40 days coding doesn't mean that we code for 40 days, but under 40 days, we are planning to empower 5,000 children under Cohort. So we are going to have more cohorts until we have 5,000 children trained. We have so far, this is the second cohort, and some of the kids are presenting here, and they have managed to be selected to present because their projects are really, we had many children applied to present, but then we selected a few projects which went on to the semifinals, which are really challenged us, and we felt like these people should move on to the next stage of this. So we are going to be seeing a lot of beautiful projects here, and others which will come in the finals on Saturday. So we have the stages. The first stage is the Explorer, which leads to this presentation. Then after we always have the Ignite phase and the Launch phase, which now has advanced programming for them. Now, to maybe to talk about the upcoming machine learning and AI. So many kids, many parents have been calling us and telling us how their kids are passionate about robotics. And we have been doing robotics trainings physically at Makerere University and at Chambogo, Bustema, and all the universities all the schools that we are partnering with. But then because of the lockdown, we felt like it was very hard for us to teach robotics, because robotics mostly requires you to have the components and then assemble to have but there was no way of having such a setup online. That's why we had paused robotics trainings. We tried them last year online, and we really had a lot of challenges. But this year we have come up with another way of teaching robotics online, and it's going to be an amazing experience. We shared, if you didn't get the link to the robotics, you can share with us via WhatsApp, and we send you the link for applying for the robotics training. So we're going to be learning both machine learning and artificial intelligence, and it's going to be a training for 1 week. Cohort 3, training for Scratch beginners, is also beginning, and it's all the Scratch trainings are completely free throughout all years, because it is sponsored. It's only for machine learning, which the sponsorship is half, and you have to meet a certain cost of 50,000 to be registered for that training. Now, then I see a question in the chat. When you have a question, you just be asking and then we shall, in the chat, then we shall be answering you. So when the lockdown is lifted, we shall be inviting you. We are located at Makerere University, at the College of Engineering, Design and Technology, and also at the College of Computing and Information. So we're also setting up a laboratory for kids. That is also going to be, we want it to be around town. So we shall be letting you know of the venue where we shall be meeting, especially for robotics work, and also making projects which require physical appearance. Then we have also hubs at public universities, government universities, for people who are far away from Kampala. We shall be giving you more details as the lockdown is completely lifted. Then now moving on to the next item, we are now having our judges to introduce themselves, and I'm so happy to see some of the judges here. So I am going to just request our judges to just take a moment to introduce yourself and the work that you do, and maybe your relationship with children. Have you been working with children, and how have you been doing this? So let me take the pleasure to welcome our judges to give their own introductions. So I will maybe begin with the ladies, and I welcome Zila, and then I'll get to Drake, and then we shall have Arjuna and other judges. Just the floor is yours.
Come close, because I'm going to be talking.
Good afternoon, everyone. I am glad to be here. My name is Zila Nangovi. Okay, I'm too excited that I'm short of words. Well, I have been working with children, training them how to do Scratch And after learning Scratch, what do you do thereafter? Yeah, I also have done some robotics, still dealing with children. And that's why I'm excited to be on this particular meeting to view all the nice projects that are going to be brought up. Thank you, Solomon, for the opportunity.
You're welcome, Zilla. So Zilla is also working with, he was working in Team Fundibots. Some of you may have known, you may know Fundibots. Fundibots also trains children in robotics, and they are really our good friend. We work with them. And also worked with her under Virginia Innovation Society, and she's passionate. She also wants you guys to be better. That's why she puts in her efforts to really support you. Then we have Drake. Drake, you're welcome.
Yes, Solomon, can you hear me?
Yes, please, you can.
Okay, thank you very much. Today I happened, I don't know if you can see me on video, I happen to be with my little daughter here. Introduce yourself, please.
Hi, my name is called Agava Caris.
Wow.
So, yeah, I happen to be with her here. She's my little, like a niece, she's a daughter to my brother. So I love kids so much. As I can start, my name, I'm Diamachi Drake from Bamboo Concept Center. My main work is I work with bamboo. And within bamboo, how I come to be now a judge here is I do realistic art where I get things, I can look at some, maybe for example, an art piece, but then bring it to reality. For example, a car, maybe a toy car, then you can bring it to reality as a toy, or you can do a furniture, you can do something to do with bamboo. So that's my main thing. And why I do bamboo is I'm looking at saving our nature and our climate. Because today, if we don't look at that nature and climate, then we are really doing nothing. For example, how I now gets back how I got in touch with the Solomon. My idea was if you're doing robotics, and then you can make something to do some other, because robotics are there to help us solve easy work. If you can have something made, maybe it's natural, it's in bamboo, or it's in wooden, or it's in what, and you're not using plastic, you're saving our environment. So when I got in touch with that Solomon and told me this is okay, we can do this, I was like, yeah, I have to be on this team now. So I'm so grateful, Solomon, and I would like to take this chance to thank you so much for your voice considered me and bamboo as well to make sure it's pushed so high. So to deal with the children, my work is also based in there. My work is to train the children in how to bring realistic art, maybe to work with bamboo. You can have your projects being done, mostly like robotics, your physical projects. I can be there to do that. And that's why I appear to be a judge to see how you've done also your projects that children are there. But otherwise, I want to thank you so much for the effort done. It hasn't been easy in this lockdown and here and there. So I want to thank you so much. Thank you, Mr. Somo. Maybe I'll get along after when we've listened to them.
Yeah, thank you very much, Drake. And thank you also to our niece. I would like to see her also making her robot. So we have been, Drake, I've been working with Drake. We partnered, last year we partnered with Bamboo Concept Center. And I remember us training some kids with Scratch last year under your offices. And we were so happy to see the work that you do at Bamboo Concept Center, using bamboo to make a lot of products, and which the one which stood out for me was the bicycle, which was made out of bamboo, and also the lights, which are made out of bamboo. And really, I was so challenged and also inspired that all this work was done by children. And we also we want to work together such that we can put together more ideas to see our mission and also information come to life in the coming months. So it's good to have you as a judge today, and I welcome you. So I don't know whether I haven't seen, but Arjuna, Stephen, if you are around, please just go ahead and introduce yourself.
Just a minute on the robotics part, sorry.
Okay, great.
I was saying something on the robotics part when you talk about, when you said about the bicycles, about our projects that we did for the children, we had also a game for the kids. That's where Maya, the Queen Maya, she had to come up with some project where we had a game and kids can use them. And these are educative games. Even I remember there's some game they had to make up on the computer, but it was more of like climate saving, you know. So we did that, and then we made also a toy car out of bamboo. Then that would be also, it had a saving, it was also acting as a saving bank for children. So these are things that we're teaching children so they can know what's the future, what's coming in the future. If they are to do something, they have to look at their what can save their nature. I mean, what can save for them for the next future, maybe even after them. So if someone's using that, then it will be a great idea. So I really love working with the kids. Thank you.
You're welcome, and thank you very much. So let's have Stephen Arjuna, who is our next judge, and we are really delighted to have you here today. Arjuna.
Oh, hello. Hello?
Yes.
Can you hear me, Solomon?
We can.
Do you hear me?
Yes, please.
Right. My name is Stephen. Yeah, my name is Stephen Arjuna. I'm a computer engineer by profession. Currently, I work at Sure Deal. I do IT-related work and some other accounting and other business-related aspects. I'm a person who is so passionate, and I love working with children. And I'm really so happy to be here at this moment, at this meeting, because I really would love to work with children and see what really they can do. Personally, I'm an innovator and even a technologist. I love technology and innovation, and of course, I'm sure that's why we are all here, because what we're dealing in is innovation, technology, and creativity. Not so? Correct. Previously, I've worked on some good projects, by the way. For example, I worked on the Drone Secure Land. Drone Secure Land was an innovation project that was aimed at reducing land conflicts in our community by using drones to survey the land as well as demarcate it, and then enter that information into the digital database so as to reduce the increased land conflicts in our community. Of course, as you can hear the name Drone Secure Land, this project involved the use of drones so as to secure and demarcate the land. Yeah, it was quite a wide project, but that's just a brief introduction. Also, I worked on the smart irrigator. This was a system that required just mere solar energy so as to power up the entire system instead of current systems that use electricity, that use generator. As you know, generators use fuel, and that is they damage they compromise our atmosphere, the environment, because of the gases. They destroy the ozone layer. Therefore, using the smart irrigation, whereby we are using, but this was a solarless independent irrigator, but it neither required solar, nor electricity, nor battery. It was a continuous system whereby once it started, it could not stop. Yeah, the power it produced at first is the same power it uses to circulate around. Yeah, we shall go into detail on that. Also, by the way, I build power banks, but the power banks I build are quite unique in a way that I get laptop batteries that have maybe expired, and then I get those cells and I boost them and I make my own power banks that can be used to charge normal cell phones, laptops, video cameras, etc. So I'm a power expert. And other electronics. So briefly, that is Stephen Arjuna. Thank you all. Thank you for listening to me. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Arjuna, and thank you for being so innovative. And you're really going to be helping us in the robotics trainings because they need power. and we need the back fees for them. I was so happy to see your drone land project in 2019 at Serena. Was it at Serena Hotel? Yeah. So, and it was a very, very great innovation presented, and that's, I think, how we came to connect and become friends. So today, the children also want to be like you. They want to move on to becoming innovators of our next day, of tomorrow, and even of today. So that's why we are trying to support them, and that's why they will be requiring your support. Thank you very much, Stephen, for joining us today. I'm just wondering, we are late. Sure, the time is really running, and I don't know whether we have all the next participant. Let me just check. Okay, now, so if Marvin Banda is here, who is our judge, but said they would be a little bit late, then we're also supposed to have, I think those are our judges today. So now let's proceed to our next agenda next item on the agenda, sorry. We have, so the judging criteria, this is what we are going to be following today. And we shared it with you. So we are going to be looking at a few things while evaluating you. And just to go through them, we are going to be, we sent you all these details, but we are going to be looking at the interest of your innovation or idea to children that carries 25 marks. Then the Scratch project demo working fine, that is 35%. Then confidence while presenting, 15%, and PowerPoint presentation skills, 10%. And then the new concepts used in your Scratch project will carry 15%. And then the voters will account to 10% of the judgment, and our judges will contribute 90%. So we are going to be having 3 minutes of PowerPoint presentation, 2 minutes of demonstrating and explaining your Scratch project, and then 1 minute of answering questions from the judges. So take your time, feel free. This is not an exam. Let's have fun. You have to be, just relax yourself, be as if you are throwing a powerful presentation to your friends. No one, all the judges are still you, young people as well. That's why we brought young people who have really done a lot of work under the innovation, in the innovation world, not to really scare you, but we wanted you to also feel free that these people who are judging us are not so old. So you need to just feel free, relax, and show us what you have. Show us it's all about playful learning, not so. So, and that's what we've been doing. No one should be nervous. I see a question. We can't hear you. Sorry. If I'm not, maybe network. Rian says they can't hear me. But maybe you try joining with your sound, then you'll be fine. So without wasting more time, people are already waiting. Why is this guy speaking too much? It's already 15:56. And now we start over with our first presenter. So these are our presenters. We are going to be having our first presenter, who is Hale Kitugam, who is going to be telling us about the digital calculator. And I'll just allow them to share their screen, and then you start over with your presentation. I'll be the timekeeper of the day, so you have to just keep time and then tell us what we need to know to understand your project. So let me start my timer. You're going to start. You can share your screen. You will start at 15:58. After you unmute yourself, then you can start speaking. You can click on the present such that the screen is wide on the left of the PowerPoint down there. At the bottom. Okay, that's fine.
Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon, everyone.
Yeah, good afternoon. Just go
Good
ahead.
afternoon to you. Good afternoon to you. How are you?
I'm fine. My name is Haley Kitsgum. I'm 12 years old and I go to Taiba International School. My Scratch project is a digital calculator, and today I want to explain to you why, when, where, what, and who are going to be using this calculator. The reason I made it is the early year generations of calculators there are earlier generations of earlier calculators, but the one that makes mine special is that I use it to help teach, to help make mathematical, it helps in mathematical equations concerning operations. It helps to solve them easier. And also during the pandemic, it's not easier to access calculators. So the reason I made mine is for people who can access it online to use it, and the people whom I'm mainly going to use it are mathematicians and students who would want to make their solving their equations easier. Its purpose is to solve various problems. It will guide solving multiplication, division, addition, and subtraction problems. It adds to research and improve technology. The people who benefit from it are scientists, as the people, and the children with this, and it has some special features like a microphone that can communicate to you the answer in case you do not know how to read, and to the deaf people, it can type for you the answer so that you can also look at it. Can type to you the answer so that you can also look at it in case you're deaf and you can't hear the voice of the this is one of the equations. This is a division equation, and as you can see, the answer is 2,283,945, 2,283,945. You can look this up if you think that you don't believe it, but it's actually the correct answer. And I think I can now take questions.
Okay, thank you, Hailey. Do you have the Scratch project maybe to share the screen for the Scratch project to show how it works?
if anyone would want to, like, this is for example, this character here is you, and when you use this calculator, we of course know that you're going to need help from the AI to help from this character to help you get the answer. So for example, it asks for the first number of the equation. So I'm going to put there 5. Then let me put the subtraction operation. And then the second number, I'll put 2. And as you can see, 2 minus 5 is 3. I can do another example. For example, 8. The operation is division and divided by 4. I mean by 4. And as you can see, the answer is 2. I can now take questions.
All right, thank you very much. This is really a nice application. And I think I'm going to be your first user because I like to simplify my work by making calculations through online calculators. So I'll be happy if I get the link to your project so I can start using it all. Now I'm going to invite the judges to ask a few questions and maybe give some comments or recommendation to the presenter.
Thank you, for your beautiful presentation. I like your innovation. It is actually good. The fact that most of us find problems calculating math, adding this and that, dividing. I'm really proud of you that you came up with such an idea. I like the importance of your innovation. You really focused on those that were unable to access calculators because honestly, calculators are expensive for some people. So it is good that at least those that cannot have them physically can actually access it online. Your demonstration was also working well. If I may ask, does it, since you said that it can also help the visually impaired, does it have the audio bit? Were you able to put it to function? Were you able to make it function? That is the only question I have for you. Thank you.
Thank you for the comments. It has the audio bits, that part in case you cannot read. It can help if you understand the language I have set it to. It can help you for people who are illiterate, they don't know how to read.
Okay, that is nice, but do you have it in your demonstration, the one that you have showed us earlier? Are we able to hear a voice, or you are still working on it, or it is something you plan to work on in the future? That is what I want to know.
Yes, it has the voice. I added all of that there.
Could you, is it possible for you to enable the voice so that we can also hear? Assume I can't see anything, and I would love to hear what it is that the calculator is going to do. Is it possible for you to do it for us?
Okay.
All right.
I think maybe you haven't, if you're able to hear on your side, maybe you haven't enabled us to hear your sound, computer sound on this end. So maybe just confirm that
Okay.
on your under your Zoom settings. Yeah.
Excuse me, are you able to hear that?
Yeah.
Yes, we can.
You can do it one more time, maybe, but I could hear that.
$11,742,980.
Wow, that is very beautiful. Thank you so much. I'm now more excited than I was originally. Thank you, Hailey, for your nice idea. It's a good one.
You're welcome.
Wow, thank you very much, Zila. And thank you for the nice comments. I also maybe have a comment before I give a chance to others, maybe one more judge. I like the idea, and I would also like when someone is typing in, or maybe someone, while reading it should not only read the answer, but it should say if it was an addition, it can maybe speak out. 4 plus maybe 8 equals to this, not just speaking out only the answer. So you can find some time and add that, then we shall be more than happy to enjoy your program. So let's, do we have any other comment from any of the judges? Please just go ahead before we move on to the next presenter. We can, Mr. Arjuna, Drake, anyone, you can give some comment.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Somo. It's Drake on the microphone. So I was asking, it's a good innovation, a calculator. Just recall, back in the days, we never used calculators as we were like 12 or 10 years. We never used calculators, we just used our smart heads. So it's good, like someone coming up with such an innovation that can cut across now, or I can see how it is able to cut across that young and then the elderly. It teaches them something as well. But my concern is, according to his, it's like an application. If someone is trying to use it, if she is to introduce to someone new, how is it able to be? How can someone easily pick it up? How can someone pick it up? Like if you look at these normal calculators, they have figures on them. And maybe this one here, someone may be somehow lost at a point of where they have maybe to enter digits, or maybe it's too more technical. So how can it be easy for someone to use it? Yes, thank you.
Thank you very much, Drake. Maybe Hailey, do you want to take that one?
I think that you're trying to say, in case someone does not have a PC or a laptop, you're trying to say that in case they don't have a PC or a laptop, it will be hard to use. But also on mobile, on the typing section, you can go to digits and type out what equation you want it to solve.
Oh, thank you. Maybe to add on what you've said, or to my observation, I would say maybe it would be a good idea if we look at you having it like an application. Maybe I can easily download it on my phone. Someone can have it on their computer. And in the future, you look at having it produced as your own project, maybe a product that you can have like a calculator, normal calculators that are, and now this would be an advanced calculator now, as though you can add in other things that you can add in. So when you can look at that, but thanks so much for what you've created. It's a good innovation. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Drake. So, currently it can be accessed online, but then after them learning the robotics, they will be able to now make the hardware bit of now a tangible calculator out of it. So that's what we are going to be looking at in the coming training. But otherwise, it's a good project, and you, as the judge has said, you just taking on the comments that he has given you and what also Zila gave you, and then you can be able to make this project better. So we are going to move on to the next participant because, that is Sentongo Easton. Sentongo Easton, you're going to, I don't know whether you are available. Yes. Sentongo, you can share your screen and then unmute. And
yes, I'm available.
All right, then. Just proceed.
So, my name is my name is Einstein Sentongo. It's at Temeste Junior School, and I'm in primary 5. So my project is called Bounce It. It's based on entertainment. My target is to bounce the ball with the saddle back and bounce it back. The score multiplies by 10 each time. My project helps children to reduce boredom. It's entertaining, think fast, add reflexes, it triggers the way, because like you try to hit the ball, so you have to use a certain arms. My challenges, I did not know how to use PowerPoint. PowerPoint was hard, and drawing the background was not too easy. So my project helps to, so kids in quarantine, at home, there's nothing to do, you can't go and see this. It's time consuming also. Any questions?
Let's go ahead and show us the project now.
Okay, let me show the project right here. Share. So, as I said, whenever the green flag is clicked, it will bounce back somewhere. So maybe it will help us for the game. So that's the application from any judge.
Right. Thank you very much, Easton. So let's take
Yes, there's a question. There's a question from Steve. Hello, Easton.
Yes,
yeah, thanks so much for your project. Wow, it's so good and cool. I love it. I love the creativity. Yeah, I love Bounce It.
Thank
you. I'd like to ask you.
Yes.
How unique is your project? How unique is your idea, Bounce It, in relation to the already existing ideas?
So,
okay, in simple terms, what uniqueness does your idea bring on board?
Like my my idea is like more unique in a way that you can't even see it, but the paddle is customized and it changes colors while others don't. Yes. Any other question I can take in?
Oh,
And it helps in mathematics while others, sometimes they don't really help in mathematics.
okay, good. Okay, Einstein, I've got another question for you. How many players can play that game? Does it have a provision for like 2 players or 1 for now?
For now, 1, but in the nearby future, I'll make a multiplayer. Yes.
Okay, another last question. For the meantime, what are your future plans about your bounce it, or how
My
do you
bounce-
wish to improve it? Another.
So I wish like to add some sound effects. I wish maybe to make the ball when it lands, make a few small sounds. I want to even make a moving background. It's going to be unique in the future.
Oh, okay, thank you so much, Einstein.
You're welcome.
That's all from me.
Thank you.
All right. All right.
Thank you very much, Stephen. Do we have any other comment? Otherwise, for me, it's just an excellent presentation. I like the way you're confident, and I also like the way you're taking questions. You are not really threatened by these questions, and that's what we really want from our innovators. So let's have one more judge to give comments before we proceed to our next participant.
I'm ready.
Thank you, Einstein, for your project. I like the fact that you
You're
thought
welcome.
about your friends. You know, it's
Yeah.
not good to be selfish. So you really thought about your friends, and you're like, how do I make my friends active? You don't like to see them bored. And then I love the courage that you have. Please keep it up, and you'll achieve more. Solomon and Stephen have said the rest of the comments. Please take them in, and you'll be a very good student. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, then, so we are going to move on to the next participant, who is, let me see, that is Leonidas Achoka. Sorry if I'm pronouncing your name the wrong way, but you can proceed and share your screen. Share your screen and unmute.
Hello, my name is Leonidas Achoka and I'm 10 years old. And I go to Taiba International School.
Okay, just to confirm, do you have a PowerPoint presentation to show while presenting? You can get started. You can now start presenting. If you're having challenges, you can also let me know. Leonidas, you are muted. We are not hearing you.
Presentation on a spacecraft.
We can't really hear you speak. Maybe if your microphone has a problem, we can excuse you and you just demo your project. Okay, maybe Leonidas is facing challenges. We can't hear him. Do you mind just maybe showing us what your project, how your project works? Because we can't hear you. I don't know whether you're speaking, but we can hardly hear you this side.
Teacher, this is a rocket which I have made. It's a work in progress. It's about to travel in space while dodging rocks. Teacher, it's not working.
You first stop the press the red button to stop. And then did you say when green flag is clicked? Okay, press the green flag. Was it working fine before the presentation?
Yes.
Okay, do you have it on the Scratch desktop? Okay. Maybe you loaded I can see it has started.
But the rocks are get stuck here.
Did you save the project on your computer?
Yes.
Maybe you load it. You go to file and load it from the computer. Go to file and load that project. Leonidas, have you loaded it?
Not yet.
You can as well share the screen of the Scratch website, Scratch desktop, then just present on it instead of going to the online version.
Okay.
So as we are still waiting for Leonidas to share his screen, the next participants, the next two presenters we have, next is Michael Tendo Benjamin Mokisa, who is going to be presenting to us Word of God. Then we are going to have Lubega Fahad presenting us FemX for flying after Michael. So I think, I don't know whether, Leonidas, are you set to present? You have less than a minute to go.
Yes, I'm not.
Okay, do you want to share your screen right now or give you time at the end?
At the end.
At the end, eh? All right, now let's move on to Michael Tendo Benjamin S. Mokisa. Please we shall give Leonidas a chance at the end. Maybe he had challenges presenting at this time. So Mokisa, please just share your screen and present.
Good afternoon, dear judges, Teacher Solomon Burr, and my fellow colleagues, and everyone on this presentation. My name is Michael Tendo Benjamin S. Mukisa. I am 12 years old. I'm in grade 6 and I'm currently homeschooling. The name of my project is called The Word of God, and I chose the education and entertainment sector. How the project works. Press the green flag to start the game, press the right key to go right and the left key to go left, and enjoy the game with its wonderful scriptures. How the project helps children. Personally, I don't look at education as just going to school, getting a degree and a job. But education is more than going to school and getting a degree and a good job. Education helps us grow spirit, soul, and body. I'm a fan of cartoons and games, and the games I've seen and cartoons are all about entertainment, and there is no God value in them. And life is not only about entertainment. We have to bring God inside. And for me, I know the Word of God is the best type of education. So my game helps children know more about God. The problems I faced, I had problems balancing the sound between the scriptures and other sounds and choosing the backdrop. Here's the code for my game.
Maybe you just stop sharing the PowerPoint and you share the screen which you're showing us for the code.
Do this. Okay. Okay. Can you see it, teacher?
Well, not yet.
What's wrong? Here is my game, and can you see it, teacher?
Sure, but we can.
So press the green flag to start. We dodge the skeletons as we hear the scriptures,
through Christ who strengthens me.
but as also we catch the stars.
Romans 8:28-29, all things work together for good, for those who are called according to his purpose. Proverbs 3:5 to 6, trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean.
Telling me we had an issue. Share the screen again. That's all. That's all.
That's all, sir.
Yeah, thank you very much, Michael. That's really a very good application. And I love the way you have used your creative ideas to make people learn about the Bible in a playful way. Most kids like to play. So helpful to them, but it's helpful in that while playing the game, I'm learning about God, which is actually the best thing to do in life. So I'm really happy, and I like the way you've used your time very well. Your presentation was top notch, and also your demonstration was working fine. So I would like to invite some of the judges to give their comments.
Okay, I'm Steven. Thanks so much for your presentation, Michael. Michael, yeah. I liked it so much, the word of God. By the way, at first I was asking myself, how is the project relating to God? Wow, not until I heard the words of the Lord. Now my question is, why did you choose to use the background of the space? Yeah, and not the normal background, maybe where we live. Why did you choose the space? Yeah, do you hear me?
Yes, I do, sir. I chose space so it can match with the sprite I chose. I chose the astronaut and the stars, so I wanted it to match.
Okay, I know that is so good, but according to what I see, it would have been much more better if your script would have been evolving where there is life, for example, in the world, because in the real sense, we live in the world. We don't live in space. But okay, yeah, but your project is good. I'm just trying to give you more better what? Okay, in terms of being more realistic. Yeah. For example, if you made it, for example, when the background maybe is green, when you're in the normal world, yeah, where we live, it would have become more suitable. But even that one is okay. So for the future projects, I would advise you use like the world whereby, okay, the earth and not space, because we live on earth and not in space. And God, and we coordinate to God while on earth and not in space. But however, I appreciate your project. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much, Stephen. Do we have any other judge with a comment?
Oh, Drake, I can say something, just a little. Oh, I would like to thank her for what she has done. It's a really good innovation. And mostly take the time, think about being nearby God, being in the space. And when you look at today's world, they're looking at how they can stay in space. I don't know if she took time to look at that, or I don't know how it came to their mind to know about space. So it's a really good innovation. Think about the future, because space is going to be the future. If you've heard about Elon Musk is making up his SpaceX machine that goes up to there. But to me, what I would need, for what we need to look at so far, because we can't go as far as he has gone. We need to look at how do we make better, for example, maybe if you're learning about space, the stars, how do you make it better? So as well as she has come up with this project, it's a big one that she needs to do enough research over it, over and over. But my comment is it's a good project for a start as a kid, because it's a future project. When you look at it, it's something that people haven't yet thought about. When you think about the stars, the sky, and space, it's something that we haven't really utilized. And when you come to Africa, it's still at a low pace. So I really want to thank her for that. Thank you.
Thank you for the comment. So, we shall go on to the next participant, who is Luvega Fahad. Please just go ahead and share your screen and unmute yourself to start the presentation.
Hello, my name is Gobega Fad. I'm from Home Israeli School, Gayaza. I'm in primary 6. And my presentation is based on entertainment. How it works. It is a single player typical flying bird game. The game works through clicking the space key which boosts the bird in air as it slowly goes down. I made it so that it changes costume whenever it's in a flying position. It is specially designed to satisfy the user in terms of graphics. It features audio effect during the flying process. How it helps children. It helps to improve accuracy and focus for the brain in terms of goal reaching. It promotes standard competitions through determining who has the highest score. Its colors cannot affect the eyes since the graphics are smooth. It provides timed entertainment and doesn't have a high chance of losing, which gives kids frustration. Challenges first. I made many mistakes in the code, like timing of the gravity, which messed up the game. I had issues with colors to be friendly to the user. I tried changing the code by adding more costumes, but my laptop crashed and erased everything, so I had to repeat 3 times. So this is how it works. So that's how basically it works.
Wow, that is fantastic, Fahad. I love the game is so difficult, but I love the way you are playing it so easily. To me, I don't think I would even raise a score of 15, but I would really be happy to play your game. I'm going to, maybe if you share the link, I'll also go and download your game and maybe play it. So let's now.
Thank you, teacher.
Let's take any questions from the judges. I also liked your presentation skills. The way you explain your work, it's really so professional at such a tender age. Now, do you have any question from our judges? Our juries, whoever presents, if you want people to check out your project, you can share the link via the chat, just as, Michael has sent his. So do you have any question from any of our judges or any comment?
Yes, I will go first. Thank you, Fahad, for your project. It is a good one because it's really a complex project for a person of your age. It's a good one. Yeah, that's basically it from me. Thank you and keep it up.
Thank you.
Okay, do we have any other question? As we have Barnabas. Barnabas is coming next after.
Oh, yes, sir. Yes, Solomon, I would like to pose a question. Hello.
Yes, go ahead. Go ahead, Drake.
Okay, my question to him is, first of all, I'm trying to appreciate his work at such a tender age to make such a program. It's really, really good. And I see it's a good game to do. Like I've seen it mostly. I've seen such in these games that come up in our phones. So which means it's a professional game that he has come up with. So I would like to know what are his future prospects over a game or over his entertainment app. Like, what does he think about to come up with a future? Thank you.
You are welcome. So Fahad, you want to take that one?
Yes.
Go ahead.
I would like to put it on Google Play Store so that I can start earning money from that game. And improve its coding.
Oh, yes, Fad. Yeah, it's good. You can have it on Google Play, but imagine when you get to Google Play, this is why you have a platform of competitive people where they have made several games. You're competing with young whites, with elderly whites who have apps on the internet and Play Store. So my question was basically to see what is your unique aspect that you're looking at, maybe now or in the future, to have in your game, or so that someone I can easily get to it and be like, yo, I want to have this game from Fad's game. It's a real, like, people would want to see what's the impact or what's the good side over your game compared to these other games. So personally, that's what I would want to look at. Thank you, Mr. Fad.
My game is specific, so when you tap the space button when you click it, it changes the costume. And I want to improve its graphics in the future and make it multiplayer in a way.
All right, thank you. Thank you. That's good then.
Thank you very much.
All right, thank you very much. So let's have the next participant, the next presenter, who is Barnabas.
Good afternoon to all of you. Here's my project. It's called Danger Dash. I saw some game on when during those days when I was still young, and it was like on a button phone, and I was like, let me try out this game. And this is what I made. Enjoy the show. My name is Sekame Barnabas, and I'm from Namilyango College, senior 1, 14 years, but I'm making 15 in October. The project title is called Danger Dash, and when I used to play it, I used to enjoy it, so I chose the area called entertainment. And about this project, I made this game that if you are to play it, you have to have the vision of the game, you have to have quick acting, and so on. The game is all about, like, my play, I named him Big Banana because he has a big stomach and he eats a lot. So he has to eat tomatoes, but he has to dodge the destroyers because they can even appear where he is standing. If he's standing there, they can even appear there. So he doesn't have to stand where he is for about 3 minutes. He doesn't have to stand there for more than 3 seconds until he has played the game more to understand it. And he can move in all directions. He can move down. There's a line that I put. When he moves down, he can eat those ones which are down, but if he tries to go down, there's a line that I put below to stop him from going there. He can go there, but when he passes it, his marks will be decreasing slowly by slowly. If the destroyers get him, then the game stops from there. Then this one the importance of the project, it can improve a person's thinking, like when you have to know that they have, after this moment, after like 3 seconds, they have to appear. So I don't have to be in a place for more than 3 seconds. Even when I'm moving, I don't have to move so fast because they can even appear in front of me or when I'm moving backwards. So you have to get the vision of the game, the speed and the thinking. The problems that I had, measuring degrees, even the time, even this game is like applicable to only those using laptops and button phones. I tried to consider those using smartphones, but I failed to program the buttons I put on the screens to control the player or the big banana, because he has to go to the buttons in order to move this side. But me, I wanted, if the person presses the button, if he's on a smartphone, to be able to control the other person, but I failed. But I know if I continue, I will be able to improve on that. So let me first show you the demonstration of my project. Here it is. Let me first make the screen big. Here it is. So if I press the space button, you see, it doesn't have to move too fast. They can get him anywhere. So I never thought of putting levels, because that's something that I discovered. The more I keep on pressing the space button, the more the tomatoes keep coming, or even the destroyers keep coming. So if he starts the game, there's music in the background. If he touches this, let me first press, if he touches this, you see that his marks are decreasing. If he touches that, there will be like an alert to alert him that the game has ended. They'll put for him the marks that your marks are this and this. So that is all I had done for my project. Thank you.
That is awesome. That's awesome. And the presentation was perfect. The project is just awesome, and it's a very brilliant game. You are so creative, and just within a limited time, you are able to come up with such a creation. I'm really encouraging you that if you continue with that spirit, you're going to become a good innovator.
Yeah.
So let me give a chance to our judges, any of the judges, to ask a question. Or to give their comments. Do you have any comments from the judges?
Okay, yes, Solomon, I would like to thank the gentleman who just presented. I'm just forgetting his name, but I want to thank him so much for being confident amid this, even though the problem that he has, the challenge that he faced to come up with this project. It's a good one, and I can see it works very well. Just need some little improvements until it works very well. He has to keep up the spirit, just like he's doing, just like he presented it. It's really good. So we hope to have better from him next time, but this is a good start. So good. Thank you.
You are welcome. Thank you very much, Drake, and also thank you, Barnabas. So if you have any other question for Barnabas or any comment, please go ahead. Otherwise, our next presenter is Tendo Michael Chintu.
Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Tendo Michael Chintu. Good afternoon. School, Namiyango College, age 14. So today, I made my project called Real Card Dodge. So this is how the program works. You click the green flag, click or use the left and right arrows on the keyboard to control the car. After using those arrows to move the order of the after you use the very arrows to move the order for it to dodge the cars coming. When you knock or touch other cars, it says you crashed. Your score is 9 or any other number you scored. Then it automatically stops everything. How does the program help children? The project helps children in entertainment. The project helps children master or gain more skills in playing more advanced car games. The challenges I faced in making my project: uploading the sprites from different applications. These sprites upload I uploaded came with a background which you had to first rub to make the work look tidy, which takes a lot of time. Those values, for example, go to x minus 43, y 57. Sometimes after clicking them, they make sprites hard to catch and drag them where you want them to be. So I had to guess the x and y in order for the sprite to come to the position I wanted them to be. Thank you. So here's my project.
We need to stop sharing the PowerPoint, share the screen for Scratch. We see the project.
You crashed your score IS9.
Tendo, we are not seeing your project. We are not seeing your project. Maybe you, okay, that's fine.
So if you crash,
you crashed your score IS.
It speaks your score. When you crash,
you crashed
it speaks your score. So my score is 3. Now it's time for questions.
Thank you very much. It's a very good game, and I like the way you made it actually realistic, and I'm so happy actually to see also the you've put in the aspect of the parallax effect, making things to which are outside the car to appear as if they are moving faster and in the opposite direction to the car or the people inside the car. So let me also invite judges to give you some comments.
Thank you, Tendo, for your game. If my young brother came across it, trust me, he would have wanted it immediately. It's a good one. All I would advise you to do is to improve it better so that it seems to be moving very fast, and that way we cannot tell whether it has actually hit a stone or if it has what has happened, if it has bypassed or knocked another car, what happens. It is something that is not so clear, but it is good, the fact that it is just a beginning. But my comment, you can work on it in future. Thank you.
Okay.
Do we have any other comment from any of the judges? All right. If there are no questions, then we shall Monge will be coming next. But otherwise, it's a nice game. Maybe you can just first play it one more time.
You crashed your score IS1.
All right. That's what I wanted to see. Thank you very much. Now let's move on to the next participant, who is
You're welcome, sir.
all right. Then we are going to have Moonge Farid presenting to us FemX O Racing. Just share your screen.
My name is Mwonge Farid. I'm from Namilanga College. I'm in senior one. So the game I'm making is based on entertainment. How it works. It is a multiplayer racing game the controls are simple. You can use the A and D keys for the Lamborghini, which is the first car, and the left and right arrows for the second car, which is the Ferrari. It has automated speed. All you need to do is press the keys and then the car turns. It is special because it has power-ups like increasing speed, teleportation, and obstacles that can slow down cars. It also has audio effects for when you cross the finish line as it changes the number of laps. How it helps children. This project is fun, especially in socializing, since it's basically multiplayer. I played with my little brother, and believe me, we bonded. This also promotes healthy competition between siblings smoothly as the Lamborghini. There was a problem with the positioning of the costume. My PC ran out of battery, meaning I lost time and to make my project. I accidentally set the resetting color restored to the color of the car, meaning the Ferrari kept resetting its position every time it touched the Lamborghini. The obstacles for the Ferrari were set for the Lamborghini too, so when the Ferrari hit an obstacle, it affects both cars. The audio kept glitching out and starting to make noise. That was because I kept the audio code on repeat code. So let me show my project. Here's the code. Let me click the green flag. Right, my little brother. So you basically control two cars. This one slows, the red one slows my car down. When you click the green one, it speeds up the car. And if you hit here, it basically moves your car near the finish line. The first one slowed down the car, the purple and the red one. There's supposed to be code, which makes the car move super fast. So I even added audio for, like in case the car is near you, want it to give it space, added car honing like this. So if you touch the wall, it resets your position to the finish line. So basically, the code I use. Any questions?
Thank you very much, Farid. It's really a nice game, and I think it's the first multiplayer game that I've seen from today's presentations. I'm really happy that you actually put in more new concepts and also how to you enabled many controls for your game, and that's really the more we always say that creativity is a conflict of ideas. The more you think, you discover, and the more challenges when you went through those challenges, you discovered more ideas, of how to really make your project stand out as it has. Really, it's really a good project. I'm going to welcome any of our judges to give their comments.
Thank you so much.
Do we have any comments from the judges?
Yes, thank you very much. I have a question. You've already had it. I like the field, the starting point, and then the objects. I don't know if there were obstacles. Yes, they were there, but I really didn't get why they were there, and if the cars bypassed or hit.
Like the obstacles, their purpose was to like slow down. So let me start. I made them randomly spawn, so they may spawn in the other. So this is our teleport advantage. They're supposed to be, they slow down the car as the one in front of me goes ahead of me faster.
It's okay.
So that's how it is.
It's okay, I get it. Thank you. That's a good idea you have. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. In case we don't have any other comments.
We have another comment.
Okay, please go ahead.
Yeah, this is Steven. Thank you so much for your project. It's so good. However, I've noticed that your cars they seem to be like falling down. So I would advise that you change on the orientation of the cars. Remember, this is about gaming, and when you make the cars be like they're falling down, okay, they look sideways. They should be like we're looking at them on the top. You get? Yeah, to improve on the visual effect and to improve on the reality. Yeah, but so far so good. Now, remember, gaming is all about entertainment. Yeah, so I would advise that you make it a little bit more interesting. For example, you can increase on the number of maybe speed, maybe when after lap 2 and 3, maybe speed increases. Yeah, you make it a little bit more interesting. Yeah, but mainly my point was on the orientation of the cars. They seem to be facing downwards and sideways. We should be looking at the cars on top. Yeah, thank you. That is it.
Okay.
Okay, thank you very much, our judge. And let's proceed now to Rian, who is our last presenter today.
Hello, my name is Mia. I'm 14 years old. I was promoted to senior 1.
Congratulations.
So I'll share. Okay. So my Scratch project is about a flying witch. The project is about a witch on Halloween trying to dodge lightning. If the witch dodges the lightning, she adds her score to 1. And if she hits the lightning, the game ends and her score goes to 0. The importance of the project is that it's for fun for everyone, kids and adults. The project is used to relax one's mind. The new concepts that I learned how to draw my backdrops. Challenges are the time was limited to make this project. Good. Thank you. Now I'll show you my project. So you start like that. So the voice comes saying game over when you touch the line. So that's my game.
That's a nice project. It's a nice game. Let's give a chance to our judges to give some comments.
Oh, thank you so much. This is Steve once again. Yeah, I like your game. So interesting. I love the graphics. Yeah, but by the way, I think this is for all of you. You should improve on something like that's making the play of the game enjoy it by having more fun. For example, through the sounds, through the graphics, and through what motivates them. You get these games are all about motivation. So in your games, we expect things like levels, level 1, level 2. Because of course in a game, that's what motivates you. Yeah. So another thing is is like we need to see things changing. Of course, graphics, sound, yeah. We don't need only to hear sound at one point, maybe when you're about to knock something, block. No, there should be maybe some sound, yeah. It keeps you motivated and wanting to play more and more. Yeah. Since it is a game, it should keep you interested. Yeah, however, it is so good. Yeah, so I'd like to know what are your future plans upon that project to make it much better? What are you planning to improve it?
I didn't get time, but I wanted to add levels and add the graphics. Improve it.
Okay, it's okay, but it's better. So far, your graphics are not bad. They're okay. I was just trying to say, okay, changing graphics. You shouldn't have one graphic throughout. They should be changing after some point, maybe in every different level, having its own graphics, something like that. But so far, so good. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Stephen, and thank you also to the presenter. Do we have any comments from any other judge? Let's give that maybe a chance to one more judge. Okay, so we are coming to the close of this discussion. I don't remember who, was it Aistin whose project didn't work and requested to present at the end? Or it was, if you are the one, then please just share your screen and proceed with the presentation. You will be the last person to present before we go to the voting.
That's not you.
It's not you. I don't know who it was, but there was someone who was presenting. Then they had issues with their project. Maybe we can give them a chance at the end to present. I just forgot that person, sorry.
It was a work in progress.
It was a work in progress. Do you want to present right now? All right, now at this point here, as we are going to be assessing your projects and be getting back to you tomorrow morning. So we are going to gather the information from all the judges and also the voting. We want to enable voting, and voting is going to start today, but we are going to give you a link to maybe share with some of your friends to vote for you by the end of the voting ends tomorrow. And also we shall announce tomorrow the people who will be moving on to the finals, which will be happening on Saturday this week. So I'm going to just allow a poll for you to vote your favorite game today, and or maybe your favorite presenter. So what you're going to do, I've shared the poll, and you can actually, let me just share it here. Okay, so now I want you, if you feel like you choose your favorite, you're going to vote for 2 minutes, then we are going to end voting for Zoom here. So if you choose, we had the first presenter who was Hale Digital Calculator, then we have Sentongo Eastin with Bounce It, then Leonidas Achoka with Spacecraft, then Michael Tendo Benjamin with Word of God, then Lubega Fahad with Fame X Flying, Barnabas with Danger Dash, then Tendo Michael with Rio Car Dodge, then Muonge Farid with Fame X for Racing, then the last one is Rian Mulindwa with the Flying Witch. So you can vote for your favorite project, and we are going to announce the winner of this poll on Zoom. Then we shall announce the winner for the online voting again, maybe tomorrow after it's finished. So today we are going to go knowing who has won for the Zoom voting process. So let's give it 1 more minute.
Excuse me, sir. I am unable to vote.
Why are you unable to vote?
When I try to tap, it says that I've already, like, the poll is already going in progress.
Okay, if you can't vote, then just type in the chat your favorite game, just your favorite person or game in the chat. Then we are going to add that to the poll.
Okay.
Okay. So voting is still on for the next few seconds. I see 85% have voted, so we are remaining with only a few people to vote. Then we can stop voting and okay, I can see so far the winner is having 39%. That's not bad. So let the remaining people vote, and then we can announce the winner for this. Then we shall add these votes to the online votes, and also we shall add them to the marks, or maybe the results from the judges contribute 90%, and the votes online here will contribute 10% of the final judgment. So those who are unable to vote using the poll, you can just type in the chat, in the Zoom chat, and tell us who you vote for. Then I can see Teacher Chicha, I can't vote. Daniel, just type in the chat who your favorite person is. Then we shall add. So I see. Okay, now voting has stopped, and let me just share the results. Okay. So those are the results. We had the winner is, let me see, Barnabas +1 for Ryan. And so meaning still the winner is Estin Sentongo with 39 for 39. Those are 7 out of 20, out of 18 votes. Then, okay, 20 votes plus these who have voted inside the chat. Then we have the second person who is, let me see, Rian had 3, then Tendo had 3. Then, let me see. Okay, Barnabas has 2. Okay, now the second, those people are tying with three votes. So today's via Zoom, the winner, we congratulate Sentongo. We congratulate Estin Sentongo, and we shall see whether you still bounce it will be the winner by the end of tomorrow. So I thank you all. And at this point here now, I want to give a chance to our, to have the last, let me share the agenda to see what is last for us to, before we can break this. But I thank you very much for being patient until this hour. We went past the agreed time, but you managed to stay with us. So we have, let's have closing remarks from all our judges, and we shall also give a chance to 2 participants to give closing remarks. Then we shall have a closing prayer from any of the participants, and then we call it a day. So our judges, please go ahead and give your closing remarks about this whole presentation, and we shall also give a chance to 2 participants who you will raise up your hand if you want to give your remarks. Any of the participants.
Okay, this is Steve. Thank you so much, all our presenters. It has been so good and so cool to have you here on the platform. Yeah, I really appreciate. Now, this goes to all of you. Your projects are so good and so interesting. So I was advising all of you that you improve on your projects so that they suit that intended purpose. For example, if you're working on a calculator, make sure it does that, the calculation bit of it so much. Make sure you put the most important aspects. Second is maybe, for example, gaming, of which most of you are in the gaming. If it is a gaming project, make sure that it really interests or entertains the user. Yeah, there are always key factors that a game should have. For example, they should be able to have entertainment. They should be able to enjoy. Okay, they should even be able to compete. By the way, one of the main things is competing, getting like some scores. Yeah, they should be able to keep motivated. Yeah. So in the gaming world, those are the main things. Of course, in research on others, yeah, so you should mainly focus on the intention of your innovations. Another one key thing I want to talk about is by the one, innovation, yeah? One of the key things you should consider is innovation. This means that how unique is your project? How are you different from others, yeah? Yeah, we know you have made the game, but you're not the first one and you're not the last one. So for it to be best, you should ensure that your game is so good in a way that is unique, in the way it works, in the way it entertains the user, and many others. Yeah. And another thing, you should aim higher. Yeah. I think these projects you're having here, this project could take you far. This could become by your business. I think those games of yours, yeah, Mwangi Parade, that car racing, thing. It could take you maybe to the US, maybe, and you get a business there. Yeah. So I advise that aim higher and take those projects serious so that you get to the best of what you need. Thank you so much. I remain Steve.
Thank you very much, Steve, and thank you for the kind words and also the encouragement to our innovators here. I now give a chance to the next jury to give their remark.
I would like to take this opportunity to thank our dear participants for all their efforts, their time. You all did well. I mean, all of you did well in your respective projects. No one has failed. No one is wrong. No one has done poorly. You all have done well. I do not want any of you to feel small just because your project has not been well voted for or anything. Normally we have this saying that says that we as scientists or innovators or people that would love to change the world, every, let me call it a challenge or a mistake that may not seem okay, gives us a go ahead to actually fight harder, to do something that is better. That's why we have better phones every day, we have better shoes, we have better TVs. It is because there was something wrong with something that was previous. So I would advise you to not to give up and to see what to improve. It could actually be a stepping stone. Even those that think have done better, you can also do better than that. I like the fact that none of you gave up on your challenges. You found means of overcoming them. So that means that already you are overcomers and you can do anything. Yes, that is it for me. Never give up and don't let any comments weigh you down, but always aim high. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Zila, for the kind comments and also the advice to our creators. Now let's give a chance to the next Drake. I don't know whether you are still around, but you had sent me a message that you had an engagement. So I think Drake already left us, but I want to congratulate all of you. All of you are winners, and I really don't know how we are going to be able to select only 3 projects to move on to the finals, because I have seen each and every project really deserves to move on to the Ignite stage, move on to the finals on Saturday. And you've really given our judges a very difficult time. That's why we are not able actually to give you the results right now. It's really going to take us a whole night to figure out who we are going to announce by tomorrow. This means that all your projects are above what we all having distinctions, but now the projects which are going to be selected are just going to be projects which had more marks, maybe due to the voting or maybe by just 1. Otherwise, I really love to play all your games. I really love to continue to train with you, to teach you, to give you more skills. I really love to see all of you in the Ignite phase or even in the, I've also shared the link there for the training. Those who would be interested in applying for the robotics to training, which is starting on Monday next week, you can use that link to apply. And those who want to apply for the cohort 3 of such training is starting also, I think this week, or the date. When you follow the link, you will be able to see. Let me share the link for that training, so you can you share with your friends who are not part of cohort 1 and 2, but they would be willing to or may be happy to learn such skills. So the link for the Scratch training is that bit.child register. So the first link I shared was for the robotics, and this one, the second one, if you want, you can register for both because they don't collide. Their time doesn't collide, and as you're going to be seeing. So you share with all your friends in all your classmates, schoolmates, and then let's have a good, more people empowered. Now, we are going to give a chance. Do you have any participant who wants to give a comment? I'm giving a chance to 2 people. Just raise up your hand. Do we have any participant who wants to give comments? Not comments, just to say anything about your experience, just as a closing remark, and what you've learned maybe from these presentations, or maybe from your colleagues, just something you can share with your friends. Yes, Estin, just unmute and please proceed.
Yeah, thank you very much for the help. It was my first time using Scratch and I enjoyed it. It was a nice time learning. So thank you. And thank to all the people who bought it.
All right, and congratulations. Thank you very much, Christine, and thank you for being a very active member of the class. And we are really happy to see you in the next class, and so we shall be looking. Do we have any other participant who wants to give a comment? If there is no participant, then let's have a closing prayer from anyone. Anyone who, that person who really gave us the game for Word of God, please lead us in the closing prayer. I think that was, let me get the name very well. So if your project was Word of God, please lead us in the closing prayer. Word of God, if he's not, maybe he has already left, but that was Tendo. Michael Tendo, Benjamin S. Mukisa, do you want to lead us in a closing prayer? If not, let's have anyone to lead us in the closing prayer. Okay, before we even have the closing prayer, I have seen Drake join us late, but Drake, if you have any closing remarks, please unmute yourself and say them. And let me have also, I think Drake is still connecting. Let me have any participant to volunteer. Raise up your hand if you want to lead us in a closing prayer. No one wants to lead us in a closing prayer. You fear to pray. You don't pray at home. All right, so Drake, while you are away, we are giving closing remarks, and maybe if you have something to give, we can give you 1 minute to closing remarks. Lydia wants to give maybe a prayer. Maybe Lydia will come last to give the. All right, thanks. So Drake, do you want to give a comment before Lydia gives us a closing prayer?
Okay, thank you. I'm sorry, I went off. I was moving, but my phone had to go off because of battery. But I really want to thank everyone who had to attend. And this is like, to me, it's the first time I've been through this, but I hope for the better the next time. And I just request, like, number one, my comment would be on the, I've seen most of us these students have been facing most of the challenges, like my computer, my this. So if with it, I mean, next time we need to push just a little what we can and help them out, come up, meet their points of where they have to see how we can help them. And more so, I want to encourage them that we shall make sure they get more better sessions, and as well, when they get back, let them tell a friend to bring more and more friends on board. We still need a bigger team of them to get on board, because today in Africa, this is what is going to make it up now. It's no longer the education that we used to look at of going to school, studying writing just notes in books and whatever. We need to look at what's the impact of what you're studying, or what can you do when you're doing that. The impact of what you're doing. And it's really good for these that have really come up to really do what they can. I will appreciate them and grade them so highly for what they have come up to. Thank you so much. Thank you. I'm sorry if I didn't attend the other session, but I hope to catch up from Mr. Solomon as we communicate after this. So I would like to take this honor to welcome our Mrs. who I'm forgetting, but let her take the prayer on. And yeah, God bless us as we shall see the next session how it will go.
All right, thank you very much, Drake. And we shall definitely share the recorded meeting for the session that you missed. So let's give a chance to Lydia to take us through the closing prayer. Thank you very much.
Let's humble ourselves for a word of prayer. Heavenly Father, I would like to thank you for the gift of this Heavenly Father. I would like to thank you that you have enabled the people of Makerere to organize this program for the kids, Heavenly Father. Heavenly Father, may you continue helping people in the country to bring up such ideas, Heavenly Father, to help the kids and Heavenly Father, the youth, Heavenly Father. Would like to thank you for everything, all the kids that have participated, the teachers, the judges. Heavenly Father, we thank you for everything. In Jesus' name I've prayed and believed. Amen.
Amen. Thank you very much, and see you. We shall be sending you the results via email, via WhatsApp, via our Facebook, WhatsApp, all the social media. If you follow Creative Child and Makerere Innovation Society, we shall be announcing these people who will be, and also we invite you to join us in the finals. So let me share our WhatsApp number if you want to join the WhatsApp group for the Creative Child Foundation. We shall be sharing the link to the finals on Saturday, which are happening on Sunday. So when you send us a WhatsApp, we shall be able to, if you're not registered, but if you're already registered with us, then don't bother. We already have your contact and your emails. So I wish you all, I thank you very much for attending, and I wish you good luck for the participants and a good evening for the rest of the team.